Hello there. So why don't I start with the most controversial entry on this top 10? I think it's fair to say that Halo, the live action adaptation of the beloved video game franchise, has been hugely divisive amongst fandom. Many understandably felt alienated as it deviated too much from the source material. However, if you can ignore this admittedly very large glaring flaw, the series has high production values and offers great action-packed drama alongside a compelling narrative. The show of course stars Master Chief and centers on a major conflict with the Covenant, and also has our protagonist questioning his military programming. It also features major characters from the game, including Dr. Catherine Halsey, Cortana and Captain Keyes. While it isn't a completely faithful adaptation, it's still a fantastically engaging sci-fi story with plenty of promise for its already confirmed second season. Oh boy, fans are understandably wary of the word reboot, but the new Quantum Leap series straddles a delicate balance with being a homage to the cult classic while still offering an engaging expansion of the show's time-jumping mythology. In place of Dr. Sam Beckett, we have the charismatic Dr. Ben Song, played by Raymond Lee, who revives the long-defunct leaping program with the help of his fiancée Addison, serving as his virtual assistant. The series offers a fresh perspective on the time-traveling concept and maintains a Leap of the Week storyline, making it a fun watch every single week. With lovely references to the original series and nods to cultural touchstones, Quantum Leap is a compelling show that you really should stick on your radar. The critically acclaimed Night Sky will transport you to a world of mystery and intrigue. The show follows the journey of Franklin and Irene York, a couple who uncover a mysterious chamber in their backyard that leads to a strange deserted planet. The show cleverly switches between genres, from investigative drama to science fiction horror and more contemplative reflections on life, all the while it captivates with a compelling storyline and relatable characters. But it's not just the plot that will have you hooked. The powerhouse performances by J.K. Simmons and Sissy Spacek will leave you in awe. Unfortunately, the show was cancelled just 8 weeks after its premiere, but it's very much worth investing your time on this wonderful journey. Plus, with multiple networks always on the lookout for new content, there's still hope it will get picked up elsewhere. After a 3-year hiatus, Stranger Things returned with a bang with season 4. The cast might now all be grown up, but they still maintain that same magical chemistry which made us fall in love with them over 6 years ago. This season pushed the envelope with a more expansive production and extended runtimes, which helped the episodes feel more like mini-movies. But even though the action set pieces kicked up a few notches, it retained its emotional core and its soul with some heart-wrenching performances. And it also marked the beginning of the end of the Netflix sensation by setting in motion some huge news stories for the show's main characters as they face their most formidable threat yet. And they have everything to play for in what will be an unforgettable conclusion as we get ready to return to Hawkins for one last time for its 5th and final season. Amazon's new flagship show, The Peripheral, hits the ground running from its very first episode and never lets up on the action and complex story progression. Based on William Gibson's 2014 novel of the same name, the story is set in a very near future world where virtual reality gaming is mainstream. Flynn Fisher, played by Chloe Grace Moretz, finds herself struggling to financially support her family. But when her brother introduces her to a new advanced headset for beta testing, she thinks her financial woes may at last be resolved. However, this headset doesn't just transport her to an alternate reality, but instead transports her consciousness into a real avatar in the future. She finds herself embroiled in a dangerous conspiracy as the show expertly blends sci-fi concepts, including time travel, in a captivating story that will keep you on the edge of your seats. Hello there. If you're a sci-fi fan interested in the hottest sci-fi movies and shows for 2023, then please subscribe for my upcoming videos. Clicking like would also really help this channel. Now, back to the video. If there is a show that is not afraid to push boundaries, that show is The Boys. And boy did season 3 go where no series has gone before. Although we now have shows such as The Peacemaker that don't skimp out on the superhero inspired chaos, there is nothing quite as outrageous as The Boys. At the center of the show is superhero gone bad Homelander, who has got to be one of the scariest superpowered characters ever realized on screen. And we watch Butcher, Hugh and Starlight as they step further and further outside of their comfort zones as they try to take on the nefarious Ford Corporation. The show's writing is smart, smart, it's witty, it's terrifying, and it is potent, and it tackles important political topics head on. Hands up if you enjoy your work. Anybody? Severance is a drama that has it all: murder and mystery, romance and suspense, with plot twists aplenty. It follows the story of Mark, an employee of Lumon Industries. So he can work on top secret projects, Mark consents to a program called Severance, which allows him to separate his work memories from his personal life outside of work. A byproduct of this process is that it creates new personalities referred to as innies. However, Mark and his colleagues begin to question the truth about their occupation when an enigmatic co-worker emerges outside of work, yet Mark has no recollection of ever meeting him. Thus follows an intriguing ride to see how deep the rabbit hole goes, and it is one of the best new series of 2022, with the second season due this year. After a hiatus, the Seth MacFarlane twist on Star Trek The Orville returned to our screens on a new platform with a new name, The Orville New Horizons. The series may have been originally dismissed as a Star Trek parody, but it more than deserves its own place in the world of science fiction. 3 seasons in, the show has evolved into its own thing. Although it continues to have a humorous undertone, it isn't afraid to do what science fiction does best, namely to tackle incredibly important contemporary issues and moral dilemmas with intelligent storytelling. Some of the episodes honestly brought me to tears. If you haven't already given it a chance, I promise you that you will not regret it. Star Trek Strange New Worlds is everything that Star Trek Discovery should have been. It's a return to standalone missions with a heavy focus on sci-fi concepts. It's modern, yet still feels close to the original series. It wasn't so hard after all. The spin-off series follows Captain Christopher Pike and his crew on the USS Enterprise as they explore strange new worlds and seek out new life and new civilizations several years before the events of TOS. Although it's a return to the episodic nature of the original series, it still contains plenty of character development and is a perfect balance between the new and old forms of storytelling. Honestly, outside of Lower Decks, this is the best Star Trek there has been in decades and is the crown jewel of New Trek. A second season is due to air later this year. Andor wasn't just the must-watch Star Wars series of the year. In my opinion, it was the best show on television of any genre. This prequel to Rogue One follows the journey of Cassian Andor, played superbly by Diego Luna, a reluctant rebel who inadvertently finds himself getting his hands dirty in the fight against the Galactic Empire. And we witness his journey as his determination grows and he begins to believe in a cause greater than himself. The show delves into the political landscape of the Empire and explores the beginning of the rebellion. More so, it explores the hatred of fascism and the suffocation, terror and desperation of a people under constant oppression. The high-stakes espionage and thrilling action of Andor helps set a new standard for what Star Wars shows can be. Complex characters, fantastic performances and strong writing. This was easily the best show of 2022. For the best sci-fi films from last year, check out this video. For the best sci-fi films from last year, check out this video. For the best sci-fi films from last year, check out this video. For the best sci-fi films from last year, check out this video.